All right, Abdalla, what do you think of my statement that Justin Fields played well enough yesterday to be the guy for the future for this team?
I think he did. I think he proved that it's still one game, right? They still have to face very good defenses. You've got the Vikings are a top 10 defense. The Browns have the best defense in the NFL. And then I would assume that in 2 weeks, the Lions would try to find a way to contain Justin Field on the ground and try to make him beat them with his arm, right? So I think that if he puts together two out of those three, if he puts together two more good games out of those 3 games, then he's getting a shot at being the franchise quarterback, at least coming back next year, because those last 3 games of the season against the Cardinals, the Packers, and the Falcons, those aren't very good defenses, and he should be able to perform well against those defenses.
This is why I say it. The stats don't jump out and tell you that statistically he's on par with the other quarterbacks, but this team was in position to win yesterday.
Yeah.
16 of 23, 169 yards isn't great. It's pedestrian as far as NFL quarterbacking standards goes today. The 1 touchdown was good. He only took 2 sacks, which is okay. Mm-hmm. He didn't make any bad mistakes, and that's the thing we've been asking for 2 years. Don't make the mistake that kills the team. Now, some may suggest that not getting rid of the football at the very end, the sack strip fumble, and the turnover that turns into the safety, some could maybe pin it on Fields. I think your coach killed the team before that point, and I'm not putting that turnover at the very end of the game in a no-win situation because your coach doesn't know how to manage end-of-game situations on the quarterback. To that point, before that situation, Fields, I thought, was great, and if Tyler Scott can make a catch, we are talking about a totally different vibe tonight.
The throw was perfect. Just keep running, and he even admitted after the game, if he keeps running and catches that ball, the game's over.
Well, he slowed up halfway, too, to look for it. Fields put the ball in a perfect spot that no defender could get and that only the offensive player could get to, and your wide receiver slowed his steps, and now, he hesitated.
I do want to see Getsy change the game plan when you're supposed to, right? So yesterday, you can say, all right, 18 rushes for Fields is a lot and it's not sustainable. I get that, but that was also the game plan. The game plan was, this worked last year, let's see if it works again this year, and oh my God, it's working. They haven't figured out how to stop him. And so he ran for over 100 yards, okay? Next week on Monday Night Football against the Vikings, we know from the first game that doesn't work.
Yeah.
So you need to adjust your game plan as such to find ways to take advantage of the Vikings. I don't know if they're going to be able to. That's a great defense. Also, I know they lost, but can I give out one game ball?
Game ball or helmet sticker?
Let's call it a helmet sticker. Let's call it a helmet sticker. He's got a pretty big helmet, I would imagine. Darnell Wright gets a helmet sticker for kicking the ball out of the end zone and preserving the cover. Shout out to Darnell Wright, knowing that the boosters needed that cover.
I appreciated it.
Kicked the ball out of the end zone so the Bears could cover the 7.5. That's a wise move by not a veteran player, but a veteran move by a rookie player.
We go to Tom in Oak Lawn. You're on ESPN 1000 with Bleck and Abdalla talking Bears. What's up, Tom?
What's up, guys? As far as Justin Fields go, I mean, he played really good against the Lions. But we've been through this before. We can't just look at one game against the Detroit Lions and then forget about the whole body of work. And we've seen this before where, like, he's had a great game, and then all of a sudden he has like 2 or 3 bad games after that. Yeah. So I still want to see more consistency. And I also think at this point, if we're still asking, whether Justin Fields is the franchise quarterback after like the 3rd year, then more than likely he's probably not the franchise quarterback. So,
thank you, Tom. Appreciate it.
It could be true. I just think that he's proven in this one game that he didn't have any rust. He did look to learn some things from sitting out and watching Bajan play and I'm not saying he learned from Bajan. I'm saying he learned from watching someone get the ball out faster and how this offense can operate if you get the ball out faster, if you step up in the pocket the way he did on the DJ Moore touchdown and actually progress the pocket, a little bit. I think that if he puts together, that's why I agree with Tom in saying that You've got to do it consistently. This isn't a game that's sealed that he's going to be the quarterback next year. This is a game that starts a potential run for him. That if you can win or find a way to compete and you have a good game against the Vikings, you have a good game against the Lions again, you have a good game against the Browns, and then the last 3 games as well, then you can say, okay, 7 games in a row with a bum thumb for a couple of them, like, this is something that we can build on.
My point isn't saying that he played well enough to show that if that's the way he plays from here on out, he could be the guy. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, that one game yesterday doesn't solidify that he's the face of the franchise going forward. But if he plays like he did yesterday for the final 6 games, then that's going to, like, based on the report that we heard yesterday from Ian Rappaport on NFL.com, that the Bears are approaching this offseason like they did last season, where they have to be blown away by a quarterback prospect to move off of Justin Fields. If Fields plays in the next 6 weeks like he did yesterday, he's your guy.
Yeah, I think he does. But
you see what I'm saying? Like,
but here's the thing, though. I want to see him do
You're
it.
right.
I want to see him do it in different ways, though.
He can't have the bad games. Yeah,
Yes.
you're right. Let's see against Minnesota. Don't run the ball. Throw for 300 yards.
Yes.
And throw for 3 touchdowns.
Yes, because
and then you know that he's doing it both ways.
We know he's a bum slayer, right? We've seen it this year. He beat the crap out of the Commanders. Bum slayer.
Yeah.
Right? Had a good game until the last quarter against the Broncos at the time. Broncos, bum slayer, right? He can do that. He's been able to do that his entire career, just like Trubisky was able to do when he was here. He can beat the bad teams. Now he's got to play consecutive games against good defenses.